And we went visiting, stopping by, what we used to do, stories from my life. Back in the day, we went visiting. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. Stories from my life. Well, as y'all know, I've been sharing little bits and pieces of stories from my life, not in chronological order, but just in however they come to me. And this one is about growing up and how we went visiting. And first of all, I don't give advice, suggestions, information, or recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics, as is with this one. And I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels. Links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. If you connect with me, I will likely connect with you as well with all 5. So I got to thinking about going visiting when we used to go visiting to each other's houses. Our society has changed so much that most people, it seems, when they get together now, they don't go to each other's homes. They meet out at a restaurant or go to a movie. They're doing some kind of activity, which can be fun and can be good. And yet back in the day when I was growing up, that's not how we did it. We met in each other's kitchens. Now, as you got older, the parents would meet in each other's kitchen, have a little dessert, have a cup of coffee, stop by. They called it stopping by. Can I stop by your house today? And it was wonderful. The kitchen table, we had those kitchen tables with the aluminum legs, the metal legs, the silver legs, and kind of, I don't know what kind of chop it was, but they were always different. People had a different kind of chop, but they had the metal around them, and then they had the chairs with the plastic on them. Remember those? Maybe some of you remember those from the 50s and 60s. And we used to go to each other's kitchens, and the parents would visit. The kids would go play outside. There was no, none of these games, these virtual games or anything like that. Kids actually played outside growing up. And on holidays, not only did we have a big family, because we had a lot of relatives, grandma's house, we always met on the holidays. All the cousins and people and friends you didn't see throughout the year would always gather at grandma's little 3-room house by the railroad tracks out in the country. And so we went visiting, and people would, gather in the kitchen, and if it got too much, some would go in the living room, and then they would switch off and switch chairs and go back and forth. And it was just so neat. We went visiting. We would go visit an aunt's house. We would go visit my grandmother's house 3 times a week. People would come to visit us. And when they came, as we became adults, we would sit at the kitchen table and have coffee and a piece of cake. And it was very simple food, very, very simple food. Sometimes it was bologna sandwiches, or a bowl of soup or a bowl of chili, or grandma would make her wonderful fried chicken. We never knew what it was going to be. It was usually very simple food, nothing complicated. And it wasn't like a full sit-down meal. It was just, where someone said, hey, let's go sit down. Would you like a piece of pie? Or would you like a sandwich? Would you like a cup of coffee? And people had conversation back then. They went and they visited. I mean, we would go to my aunt's house. I had four aunts. And we would go to the different aunts' house and visit. And you did sit around the kitchen table. At grandma's, we usually sat out in the swing during the summertime. In the winter, we went into the kitchen, and sometimes we would shift over to the living room and then back into the kitchen. but people went visiting. Nowadays, people are on the go. A lot of relationships are simply virtual, which are great too, because now we're meeting people that we would have never met before. There's a wonderful, wonderful element to technology that we did not have growing up. And yet, I think what people are missing out on today is those in-person, simple, easy relationships where we go to each other's homes and just hang out a little bit. And whether you're an adult or whether it's the kids, you know, they actually played with toys, or they played games, or they used their imagination and climbed trees and you know, had fun. It wasn't all about the virtual as it is today, it seems. And I love the virtual. The virtual is a wonderful blessing, an element used right. But often I think people are not using it right, and they've put themselves in overload, and their in-person relationships are either non-existent or very minimal compared to their virtual relationships. And so I believe in balance. I believe in harmony. I believe in getting the best from all. And I love going visiting, and people come to my home. They come to my house. I had a friend yesterday, and we had some simple food just sitting over at the kitchen table, and she brought some really great food, and I had some leftover food, which was fresh and wonderful, and we just sat there. And then we came out here to Grandma's porch, and she sat on Grandma's sofa, and I sat over there, and you know, we have the rocker chairs, and then sometimes we sit out in the front porch. So friends stop by, they visit with me. I'm kind of like the grandma that people come to visit. They come to the house. So we don't necessarily meet out somewhere. Sometimes we do, but for the most part, people come to visit me. And I love that. I love that element of what? Stopping by, just stopping by. Of course, with a phone call first to let me know, but stopping by and having a bowl of chili or a sandwich or a dessert or, you know, just, and some great conversation. Okay. Well, from my house to yours, I hope you like, share, subscribe. Links are pinned to the top of the comment section below. And so from my house to yours, may God bless you. And I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Porch, a place to relax and a place to enjoy.